before we get started, Scott, you might let me kind of move some of this stuff out of the way. We're back in Hayden's office, so we have some things we kind of have to get out of the way first.
Yeah, I can't even see you guys for all the trophies that she has collected.
Hayden, if you want to, there's just a few more things we probably should get out of the way first before we get stared.
Where's that consensus All-American trophy? Where's that? Oh, that one's big. There you go.
Hang on. Let me get this one out of the way first. So.
Oh, I can't even list off all the awards, so I'm not going to try. Then I just call Todd the GOAT of SWOSU, and we'll call Hayden the athletic GOAT of SWOSU.
Okay, and just so everybody's clear, that was all my idea. Hayden did not plan that. That was me, so.
Oh, well, where are you guys? You said you're going live from Hayden's office, so it's kind of, you are, for SWOSU to continue functioning, you guys are some of the essential people that have still been going in and still been doing things. So what has that been like? Just a little bit of what has been happening day to day, how it's changed it up for you, or how it hasn't changed, or what's been going on for you guys?
Well, the big change for us is no students. It's been really weird for a group of people that kind of thrive on talking with people and those relationships. It's been an adjustment for us. So we had to suddenly take what we were planning to do in April with the orientations, the enrollment sessions, face-to-face, and push that to virtual. And that's where Taylor Alexander has done a great job in pushing that out there. So we've been trying to help her all that we can, getting that all set up. And that's been an endeavor. And so it's pushed a lot of different hats on us that we're not used to wearing as far as that virtual stuff.
Yeah. For Hayden, for you, it's probably, you don't know much difference. This is your first year working there. You were, of course, just finishing up a year ago, just finishing up the run to the national championship. So what's it been like for you with all the
well, my main job is to talk to like high school students and their parents and just kind of tell them about SWOSU, and nobody's in school and nobody can come to campus. So it's been an adjustment just learning how to get SWOSU's information out there, and thank goodness for Zoom and videos and all that other good stuff so that we can do that. But it's been, I haven't really talked to a lot of people, and for anybody that knows me, I'm a big talker, so it's been a little different.
Whose idea was it? Can you claim? I saw JC did the virtual tour of the campus. Was that something you guys had already worked out, or was that something you did after this happened?
It was kind of a combination. Actually, Seth had got started with it. Seth Odom and Jacob Cope and JC all decided last summer that we needed a tour out there. So they went out and had filmed that, and then really kind of got shelved when we got busy and things got going and rolling. And then when we needed it, Seth reminded me that virtual tour is sitting out there. It just needs to be pieced together. So that's when the phone call was made to Jacob, and he did his magic on it. And we're going to add to it because we want to wait till we have a nice, pretty green campus instead of snow on the ground, and going to add to it. So it's going to get bigger and better. But JC and Jacob really were the ones who did it. And then Seth was kind of the mastermind.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's on, I think is it the YouTube page? Is that where you can find it, or
right
under your office? Yeah, it's pretty cool if you haven't seen it. Or if you're a former SWOSU student like myself, but I've somehow managed to be drawn back to Weatherford. But if you're a former SWOSU student and you want to see the updates, or what do some of the new residence halls look like, any of those things, it's a great way to just kind of get to see what everything looks like and retrace your steps. I'm going to back up a little bit. I want to ask you guys some personal questions just so people maybe that don't know you as well. If there's something about yourself, hidden talent, something about yourself that people wouldn't know, what would that be?
Hidden talent. Something a lot of people wouldn't know about me, not necessarily as a talent for me. I would say, Hayden made fun of me because I wrote stuff down so that I wouldn't forget what I wanted to say. But
you're old or what?
Exactly. A lot of people wouldn't know that my wife and I have season tickets to all the Civic Center shows, the musicals that come through, the Broadway musicals. So I love going to those musicals. I cannot sing. That's the first and foremost I would tell you. But I love going to those, and Hamilton was amazing, and that would have to be my favorite of all times.
That's crazy. I didn't know that about you. What's the guy, John, whatever, from The Office that's doing that? Did you see he had the Hamilton cast come on
I,
and sing for that little girl on
yeah, I was teary-eyed with all of that. That was wonderful.
Yeah. What about you, Hayden? We know you play basketball. We know you like to talk and recruit students. Is there anything else that we don't know about you?
So as far as like hidden talent, there's two. As far as hidden talents go, I can juggle.
Okay.
And like I learned with baseballs, my brother, he had been practicing and he was like, watch, I can juggle. And then I was like, well, if you can do it, I can do it. And he was really mad because I could do it. And then the other thing is like, everybody thinks that because I was an athlete on the basketball court, that transfers over to every other aspect of life. It doesn't. I'm only athletic on the basketball court. If you get me on any other type of athletic field, not really that coordinated. And because I'm not good at other sports, I am not super competitive. Like if I lose, I'm just like, I don't care. This sport doesn't necessarily matter to me. So
All right. What about a favorite restaurant, or what would be a go-to order for me? And I've been kind of sad because I think they're even closed down, maybe not even doing curbside, but the Shed that is in town, I love their burgers. So I've been craving that. Lucille's, the chicken bites, a couple of different places. But what are your favorite go-to orders at restaurants here in town?
I'm usually about the coupon. So Pizza Hut, I love Pizza Hut. Pacina's, Lucille's with their new curbside stuff. We've done that 2 or 3 different times. Heather would tell me we've done it way too many times. And we like the double six specials that they do down there at the barbecue.
I forget. Yeah, the hidden gem, the barbecue in town in the Shell gas station, double six.
Great. I love it.
Anything, chips and salsa? What's your
So before all of this happened, my favorite thing to eat in Weatherford is the Build Your Own Nachos from Taco Mayo. I love them. That's what I would get probably once a week. But now since all this has happened and I go to Lucille's once a week and get the family meal and I eat it all week long. Like last Tuesday, I went and got the chicken bites and I still had chicken bites left yesterday. So then I like put it in a meal yesterday and then they have the chicken bites again today. So I'm going to get the chicken bites today and I'm going to eat it all week long.
That feeds 4 people or Hayden Priddy all week. Is that what you're saying?
I actually get the 2 people one because it's only $15 and just keep on eating.
That's great. Yeah, there is some great. Like last night, Lucille's, that burger deal. We already had some chicken chili or something in the crock pot, but I was like, Katie, we've got to do that next week because I mean, it looks good. That stuff looks good.
It's really good.
What's your looking forward and hoping and thinking that students are going to be back? What's your favorite, or maybe your favorite event or time of the year on campus is this during the summer or right now, but thinking not in COVID-19 quarantine where students aren't here. What's your favorite event or your favorite time of year around campus?
For me, it has to be the fall, the start of the new year, because that's what we've worked for since last fall, is finding those new students, getting them interested, showing them around, and then getting them enrolled, and then here they come. So I love that beginning of the semester, the start of football season, but then by the time we're in the middle of football season, I can't wait till basketball season starts. So it has to be the fall and then the beginning of basketball.
What about you, Hayden?
For me, obviously, like October 15th through April 1st are typically like that's my favorite time of the year. This year when they cut March Madness off, I really wanted to start a riot, but nobody would listen to me or cared.
We cared.
But my favorite weekend at SWOSU is rodeo weekend. I love rodeo weekend. It is my absolute, ever since I've been here, that's my favorite weekend of the whole year.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed this, but last weekend was rodeo week for SWOSU. Like, I can't remember when I was a student or since we've been back, better weather all weekend. Like no wind, temperatures in the 60s, and the rodeo arena is just sitting empty. It made me really sad because all the pictures popping up on Time Hop, and I'm like, I'm not there, and this is perfect weather. There's no wildfires like there were 2 years ago. The wind's not blowing 50 miles an hour. It was just sad. I
Yeah,
can totally
I understand.
relate. You guys have talked a little bit about this, but how are you recruiting? What would you say to future or current students if they hop on and catch this? What is something that you would say to them? And I think one of the things you might say is if they haven't, go and catch what Coach Todd Thurman, our athletic director, that video that Jacob and him put out yesterday, Doug and all of them put out was really good. But is there anything you guys personally would say to them?
Yeah, Coach Thurman's video was great. Dr. Butler's video, I really enjoyed that too. I think part of it is students just have to see that we miss them as much as they miss school. And that's the one thing about Southwestern is we love our students and we're going to fight for our students. And I think the word that comes back into my mind every time is resilient. Southwestern is going to be resilient. This is not going to defeat us. This is not going to cost us as far as losing the relationships that we have. So it's caused us all to be a little more intentional with our conversations and reaching out to make sure that we don't lose those relationships. So I think a lot of it is they just have to see the relationships are there, that we're viewing this as an opportunity to show students how much Southwestern really cares, how much the administration cares about them. So that's what I would tell them to be looking at is when this is all said and done, see how those universities treat their students. And I think they're going to be able to look at Southwestern and say, wow, they did a really good job and they took care of those students.
Yeah. Yeah, I was even driving through campus yesterday and just seeing, I don't know how it is at other universities, but here there are still cars on campus. Some of the students don't have an option and they're still living on dorms, and that's in the residence halls, and they're not kicking them out or saying you have to leave. They're still saying, hey, we're here with you and walking through it. No one knows, and it's kind of learning how to fly the plane that's already flying. And I feel like you said, President Butler did a great job in his a few weeks ago. And then I'm just excited. I think for me, I'm excited most. And like you said, looking forward to the fall and just hopefully anticipating that we're all going to be back together, thinking about that first football game. I think it's worked out this year to where it'll be on a Thursday night. Just all of those things just gets me excited, and thinking about students being back here together, just how excited everybody's going to be to see everyone. And so I'm hopeful that that's going to get to happen and that we will be back together. If they're interested or if they have any questions, throw out a way that they can connect with you guys, the best way to connect with you guys if they have any questions or anything like that.
I would say probably the best way would be emailing us, either SWOSU admissions at SWOSU.edu, or you could call us. That would be good. But email is probably the best, and then we can always send you information if you give us your address, your name, all that good stuff.
Okay.
And that goes to current students too. If you guys have questions or something you're worried about and you're unable to get a hold of somebody, shoot us an email. We can probably track somebody down for you or figure out what we need to do to help put you in contact with who you need to talk to.
Okay. I got one last question for you. It's a little bit easier. There's no wrong answer. Who did you look up to while you were growing up? Who was an idol? It can be somebody famous. It can be a mom or a dad, but who is somebody that you looked up to when you were growing up? I stumped them. Look at that.
So I don't know if I have just like one, like obviously, you know, everybody looks up to their parents and everybody else. So I have like people that I want to meet.
Okay.
And ever since I've been little, Bill Self has just been at the top of that list. And yes, I'm a big KU fan, so that is also it. But just his basketball mind and someone who's just successful in life. So like Bill Self, and then Nick Saban, just people who know how to win. I don't know, those people, those two, Bill Self definitely up here, Nick Saban's like down here. But those two would probably be like, if I had idols or whatever that I would want to meet or that I've looked up to, those would be the two off the top of my head.
Okay, can't go wrong. What about you, Todd?
I'm kind of probably going to go back to where Hayden started with, is family. My dad was a coach. He was our coach, Little League coach, whatever kind of coach it was. He was usually the one in front of us. So it would have to be anything he did I thought was wonderful. He did no wrong. Even when he was yelling at me, I still felt like, hey, Don't they tell you if they don't yell at you, they don't trust you anymore, or they don't think you can get any better? So it had to be my dad. And then, you know, my best friends growing up were my brothers, both Alan and Bobby. So I'd have to say it's going to be family is really who I looked up to for guidance and who I idolized, honestly.
Yeah, if you haven't ever seen Todd's dad, Todd is I don't know if I've ever seen an athletic event where Todd isn't there. He talked about having season tickets to the Civic Center shows, but he's got season tickets to the SWOSU athletic events. But his dad and mom are usually right there with him, and his brother Alan. So it's a family affair with the Boyd family. But, man, thank you guys for jumping on. I don't know if there's anything else, jump in and say it if there's anything you wanted to say or any parting words. Otherwise, you guys, thanks for jumping on with us.
I would sing the fight song, but I told you I don't sing, so I'm not going to make you suffer through that. But yeah, go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you.